What have you gone soft on? 601-995-1017 is our phone number. And I ask because I realize, as you're saying, Allison, I'm in my soft boy era.
Yes.
Because yesterday, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see somebody I follow post a picture of a bad park job. Somebody double parked at the grocery store.
Oh, no.
At one point in my life, would love to shame that person. In fact, if I ever saw a bad parking job, I would be the person taking the picture and posting it on my Instagram. You can go back and look. Adam Radio 101 on Instagram. If you scroll far enough back, there's going to be bad parking jobs.
I'm pretty sure you used to post those on the Adam and Allison Facebook page, too. Like, I bet if you scroll far enough back on there, you'll find those, too.
So anyway, I see this bad parking job yesterday, and I'm looking at it, and I notice the person is parked right next to the cart corral. And I think to myself, well, they kind of had to double park. Because,
no, they didn't.
Because the cart corral was sort of double parked, too. So there wasn't a full parking spot. So it made perfect sense to me that they were double parked. And then I said to myself, what is wrong with you? Are you soft now? What's going on? I'm so furious. I was so mad at myself for not being mad at the person who I think deserves to be shamed for bad parking, even though now for some reason I don't think that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense because you hate bad parking worse than I do. And Kroger Chris was real worried there for a while. He thought you were going to say the cart corral, like not putting your carts back.
Well, but I'm worried that that's going to be next because I have a very passionate opinion about you could tell if you're a good or a bad person if you take your cart back to the cart corral. So now I'm worried, is in a year, am I going to be even softer? And I just think, well, maybe they had kids. Maybe they didn't want to walk their kids across the parking lot or something ridiculous like that. Like what else? What's the next thing I'm going to be soft on?
What's the next thing that you're going to have a little bit more patience for?
By 2025, am I going to be okay with people leaving their dirty coffee cups in the kitchen sink, which is something we just talked about this week, and I was so proud of my take on that on Monday morning, and now is it going to be gone? Have I lost my edge?
Yeah, I think so.
Very concerned. Have you gotten soft on anything like used to be a big pet peeve and now you can kind of see the other point of view?
People's panic. Like I used to get very stressed out whenever I would be around people who were yelling or freaking out. And now I can totally see like, oh, you're in your own world. Like this has nothing to do with me. And I separate myself a little bit.
601-995-1017 if you would also like to admit something that you've gone soft on in your life. Hey, Matt, thanks for calling us. What is it?
I went through that phase. I did. I was a real stickler in high school about kind of rubbing people the wrong way. And as I got older and older and developed things on my own, like diabetes, and I started having health issues myself, I kind of was like, it wasn't fair for me to make fun of these younger people now that I'm going through it. So I kind of put myself in their shoes, and I wanted to help them at that point.
Yeah, that sounds very mature and everything, and probably not good to be making fun of people unless they're double parking. I think you should be able to make fun of them, but now for some reason I can't.
Well, maybe you're maturing a little bit. Maybe you're gaining a little bit more empathy, maybe a little bit more emotional intelligence.
Our girl Chris just texted us. I love that Adam learning empathy is a sign of low T.
It's not.
Are we sure?
We are sure.
Like, I don't know what's going on with me.
You're growing up. We're so proud.
I used to have convictions, like don't double park or else I'm going to make fun of you online. And now I can't do it anymore because I've gone soft.
No.
Adam and Allison, Y101. I'm very agitated with myself because I was not mad at a post that I saw of somebody double parked yesterday. Feel like I'm going soft. 601-995-1017.
It feels like you're taking out the anger that you would have had for that person on yourself.
Yeah, sounds very healthy, doesn't it?
It sounds really great. Sarah's with you, though. She says, I used to get so upset whenever I saw kids acting insane in restaurants, but now I have kids, and they're as wild as it gets, so I don't want to judge.
That is so funny. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I don't have kids. In fact, I was just at a restaurant the other day, and I saw a dad who looked a little bit younger than me, like his 2-year-old was having a meltdown and everything, picked him up, scooped him up, and took him out of the restaurant. I was like, you don't see that enough anymore. But I bet if I had kids, I'd just be a big softy over here about everything.
Oh, yeah, because it is so hard to parent. I don't feel like that's an easy job. And when you're in it, you got greater empathy for the struggles of other parents.
Jesse, what have you gone soft on? Glad you called. Go ahead.
I guess it's going to be like not necessarily heavy damage to my vehicle, but just damage. I have a dent in my tailgate in my truck, and years ago I would have been like, oh, my gosh, I got a dent in my truck. I can't be riding around with a dent. But now I'm like, oh, well, who cares? I'm like, I'll just later on down the road, I'll get another truck. I'll just sell it with a dent in it. Who cares?
You are causing me to have severe anxiety over here because I can't let go of that. Like I am still in the stage of like any minor scratch that happens to my vehicle, I have a total meltdown. I carry it with me forever. And like I don't like the possibility that I'm going to mature out of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't think I was going to either, but I was like, it doesn't look that bad. I'm like, you can't really tell. And then my friend's like, you really can't tell. And I'm like, all right, good.
And for Allison and the rest of the Metro's safety, I think we need her to still have that anxiety. Because if that went away, how would you drive? Because if you have all that anxiety and drive the way you do, good Lord. Be driving with a foot hanging out the window if you didn't have that anxiety. Thanks for the call, Jesse.
Oh, no problem.
Talk to you later. 601-995-1017. I am serious, though. Like, you need that anxiety for your own safety. You've got
No, I don't.
Some people need seat belts. You need an anxiety belt. So you don't drive any more recklessly.
But I mean, I don't feel like I would drive any worse. I just hate whenever things happen to my car. I really hate it.